Hi everyone, today I'm going to show you how to make this super pretty layered Octo Bow or stacked Octo Bow. And here we go, this is the look we've got, and we've got the knotted centre as well. So let's just move everything out of the way. And I'm actually using 2-inch ribbon today, mainly because I have tons and tons of the stuff compared to some of my other styles, and it does eat ribbon. I will tell you that, because you need 3 pieces times 80 centimetres. And in my cat-like Blue Peterish way, very British at times I am, here's 2 I made earlier. Now the key thing about this is all 3 of your beginning boutique bows need to be made exactly the same way, exactly the same size. There can be no sort of variation. You can't make one slightly bigger than the other or anything like that. They all need to look exactly the same. So those 2 are already done. And with this last piece of 80 centimetres, we're going to do exactly the same thing. We're going to heat seal our ends. We want to pinch this in the centre, like this, so we've got a mark to see where the middle is. Going to do exactly the same this end. Heat seal in the blue clear bit of the flame. Pinch for the centre. And then we're going to fold it in half, like this, heat crease, and then we're going to fold it in half again, like this, and crease here. So these are going to be our guides. So what you want to take it is you make it long, and this is the figure 8 method. So we're going to take this, and you want to bring it round in a loop, and using that mark that you've got there as a guide. So this is the beginning of our square. So I'm going to clip here, and I'm going to clip here. You can pin instead, it's entirely up to you. I just find it easier with the clips. So that's side 1, and then we're going to take this side, and as you can see, start with it straight, and then we're going to turn it round so it's a figure 8 this way. And again, this centerpiece wants to be the perfect square of all 3 of those layers of ribbon. So your 2 ends and this piece underneath. And when we're talking about boutiques, when we talk about the cross front, this is the cross front. And once we've done these bits, these are the 2 lines at the back. So this is the back of the bow that we're working on. And these cross bits, like this, is always the front. Okay, so from here, align your corners. So that is now a triangle. And then we bring our ends like this. And this is where our loops are going to be. So these are where these are. And this gives these, again, they'll all be exactly the same loop amount. Like I said, it's all about the balance. There we go. So they're both creased the same amount. And if you check from the centre, just so you know on all of them, so these are the guides. So from there, that's 18.5. That's 18.5. And all 3 of them are identical. So from that point there, from the centre, they will all be 18.5 centimetres long. And like I said, that's where you get the balance on all of your bows. Then flip it back over. And when we've got our creases, I hold this between my fingers, and we're going to place this over. Where that line is, you bring that so that that line is right on that corner there. Then take this clip and clip that over that line, and then we do the same this side. We bring this across, make sure it's going over the same line as this one, and that again our line is right where this triangle is coming in. And then I take the clip here and place that there. And as you can see, we have now got 3 boutique shapes, all exactly the same, front and back, all the same size. Okay, so to do our first two, because we need to do the base first, what we're going to do is we're going to go straight across. So make sure your triangle, your square's still squared off under there, and from above, and just so you know, I have a 7cm needle and I have doubled extra strong Gutermann thread. So from above, 1, 2, 3, 4, move your clip, 5, 6, and your 6th one should be coming back up just as that triangle is there, and like so we start the first one from that one. Okay, so pull your thread across. We're going to do exactly the same amount in this one. Again, from that corner, from above, 1, 2, 3, take the clip out this side, 4, 5, 6, one from beneath, up through that triangle. We start through that triangle, we've come up through that triangle. Both exactly the same. And then the thing with these is you want it so that your sides turn in slightly like this. So what you can do when you pull your thread, and this is why you want strong thread, is you turn them. So this is what you get at the moment. So wrap that round, nice, and so you get, like I said, you want all your creases the same height and the same depth. Can you see? 3 this side, 3 that side. Round, good couple of times on it, so it's going to stay nice and tightly together. Don't worry at the moment if it looks a little bit messy. That is absolutely fine. We can tidy it up once we're done. So thread that off in the back, however you personally prefer. There we go, and I'm just going to re-tie off my end here. Okay, and as you can see, it looks a little bit sloppy there, but don't worry. So with this, all you've got to do is twist it round, and the back should look like this. So you've got this look, and when we turn it and we've played with our loops look like this. Now if you wanted to, you could wrap your centre here and this would be a tailless Octo Bow, but obviously we're going to do a stacked version. So with our last boutique, and again we're doing exactly the same amount, we're going to do 6 stitches on this one, and we're going to start from the same point. From above, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, one from above, through the top of that triangle, that end. And you'll get 3 nice even creases. And then we're going to wrap round this one a couple of times on the centre and stitch off in the back so it stays nice and tight. There we go. So this is what your third one will look like. And then all I do with this one, with that extra little bit of thread that I've got, is through the centre of here, right where the 3 creases here, 3 creases there, right through the centre of there. Make sure it's centred. There we go, that's better. And you want to twist it so that basically the point of this one reaches here, the point of this one reaches the centre of this cup, point of that one reaches the centre of that cup, and the point of that one reaches the centre of this cup. And that basically gives you the shape of like the messy stacked Octo Bow. And then I wrap my thread around a couple of times to get it nice and tight. and then you just tighten and pull that, thread that off in the back. If you prefer to, you can use glue. You know my thoughts on that. I always prefer thread because it takes out a lot of the bulk, especially in bows like this, because if you glue, it will add a bit more of a bit more height to the bow, and you'll see here you'd have more of a lift, whereas with this method, like I said, you can play around like this, and this is what the front of your bow will look like, and this is what the back looks like, and as you can see it's twisted a little bit there, so we're just going to move that round. And then as this is a bigger bow, got a 55mm clip. If you've got a 60 or a 70, they would be good as well, because like I said, this is a slightly bigger, heavier bow. Excuse my glue stringy. Only just turned my glue gun on for the day. So a bit of glue across the back. Right on that centre there, leave that set. I haven't quite got matching 9mm today, so I've got this one because we're going to do a big knot. But we're going to wrap this first with this one. So always heat seal your end. And we want a dot of glue on here. Open that up. Move your sides across. And then we're going to wrap round nice and squared. Once. Make sure it's nice and tight. Make sure you're going right off over the original ribbon. Cut any extra off. Still heat seal it. There we go. Now if you wanted to, you can just fluff it and leave it at this. If you want to do the knotted, and I will tell you now, once you're happy with all your loops, I would suggest you blast it with the hairspray. But you take this, and this is still 2-inch ribbon. And what I do, and also this is, just so you remember, I'll put it all in the description box anyway. This is just under 20cm, because you want enough to be able to put the knot in. So fold it in half, like this. Twist it up into a sort of shape like this, like a fish shape, and then pull it through, and then if you twist, get a nice peaked knot. You can do it tighter or looser, depends on what you personally prefer, like this. And then what I do is just take my lighter, sort of heat seal those ends. That one's a bit long. Just cut this down a little bit so it's even. There we go. This will be more than you need to put around the bow, but I just like enough that I can wrap it tidily. So there's your nice bulky chunky knot. The wider the ribbon, the chunkier the knot will be. And this is a look you get. And that is going to be too much, so I am going to take that down. Get that out of the way. Don't want to accidentally cut into my bow. Just seal those. There we go. And then we're just going to glue them round. Open your clip. One side down. Make sure it's nice and centered still. Glue this side down. Bit of glue in there. Bit of glue in there. Like I said, adjust everything until you're happy with how everything sits. Like I said, this is not meant to be perfect. These are known for being the messier sits. So like I said, if you've got some slightly less than perfect boutiques, this is the perfect style for it. because it does hide some of the flaws. But once you're happy with everything and how it sits, as I said, get your hairspray, max strength one, quick setting one, and you basically want to blast both of them till they're slightly damp, turn them over, back as well, and then that will set them and they won't move. So there you go, a stacked Octo Bow for you. Thanks for watching, bye!